stukje and favors. He used to go around. You know, Poland was very poor. He used to cut the hair, cut the nails from poor old people. And it was not like here you had steam or what. He used to put hot water on a little coal and wash them. And the Holocaust used to come, the poor people with wagons and children, what you call it?
Gypsies? Gypsies? Homeless?
Yeah, homeless. So every Friday we had to have somebody to eat. He wouldn't leave the besmedrash before he gets somebody. So I remember they were not clean and dirty, and I moved away from the table. So my father said, you cannot do that. Du bist mevayish. You're not allowed to do that. But you know, they were always dirty, and so my father said, you were not allowed to, so I had to sit. He had to take every Friday somebody to eat. And Purim, my mother of Hashulim used to cook borscht and a lot of ducks. It didn't cost us shrita because my father was a shoychet, and the ducks were not expensive like here. So my father used to share 5, 6 ducks. And my mother cooked borscht and mashed potatoes and we made a whole table in besmedrash for all the homeless people. There were 3 shochtim in the town. Nobody did it, only my parents. And they gave him to eat, and they made him a Sude Purim. I think in schus from that, maybe I survived what that did for poor people. It's unbearable. My mother used to bake challahs. Oh.
Yeah, I can put on my jacket over here. Is it still recording? It's recording.
I'm not done yet. I'm just going to move your microphone a little bit because it's...
I hope not too long anymore. You the last one? That's it?
Yeah. We don't want it to get bumped. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi.
My mother of Hashem used to bake challahs, small rolls, small challahs. And I used to bring to all poor people Friday for Shabbos. And one was a 100-year-old woman. She was so poor and blind, so she always used to send food for her. So when I came from school, I put my bag, and she said, you have to go to Esther, bring the food. So I used to bring her the food. In the minute she heard me coming in, she used to say, Freidalo? I said, yes. And I brought her the food. She said, whenever you be in annoyed, you know what annoyed is? Problems or whatever. God should only pay you for that. So whenever I was for selection, I was praying to her. She should help. Because each time she said, God should only pay you.
When you came to America, was it difficult?
What dear?
When you came to America, was it difficult coming into the new culture? Like, did you know English?
No, I'm very easy to adjust myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know English, but I bought a, what you call it, a translator?
Dictionary?
A dictionary. And my kids went to 1st grade, you know. I had to help them with the homework. So I bought a dictionary and I helped them till the 2nd grade. 3rd was already too hard for me. And I said to my husband, I have to go to school. And I learned the English actually only from hearing. I pick up languages. In camp, I didn't learn German, only from hearing. And I must say I speak a good German, just from hearing. So the same thing is with English. So one day I said to my husband, I have to go and learn. So I went one day to school. I came back, my husband said, Ma, das ist nicht von mir. It's impossible to put 4 children to bed after a whole day work. You cannot do that to me.
Were there any other survivors from Poland who
What?
came in? Were there any other survivors in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I didn't go to school. I couldn't go. He came home tired from all day. So I didn't know, but somehow I picked up anyhow the language. I write and I read. I always wanted to learn. That was in me, you know. And the radio, I was listening a lot to the radio and I picked up.
Now, was this your first choice? You wanted to be in Washington Heights, or were you there before? Or?
No, we came here and I was in the east side.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's wife came from the east side. You know, the director from the Wat Hatzala, Rav Baruch, you heard about him? Net Baruch. His sister married my brother. So we came here and we lived with them a few weeks, and then we looked for apartment and we found it in Washington Heights, 157 Riverside Drive. And we took this apartment and it was 5 rooms. I only had 1 child. I needed 5 rooms. And I remember it was $80 a month. At this time, it was a lot of money. My friends had apartments, $30, $35. The bathtub was in the kitchen. And I said, I cannot live like that. I had such a terrible life. Let me start a normal life. So we took this apartment and I rented a single man and he paid me half. So it cost me only $40. It was fine. I had 5 rooms, 2 bathrooms, and I lived like a mensch. So then the guy moved out, and I took the woman, I told you, because the kids got old already and I need the money for yeshiva. So this apartment was a big help for me in either way.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you could say something to like our generation, or just the kids, about your experience, about everything you've been through, what would you say?
I'm going to take you asking that question. Just a second, sorry.
Repeat the question slowly.
What do you mean by experience?
By everything you went through, if you could say something to all of us, to all my generation, about the Holocaust, like what you learned from it, what came out, like what would it be?
Because I got the battery.
I could say one thing. I'm very proud that I brought up a generation. It was hard, but they're all Shomer Shabbos and all from. And whatever was hard for me, I don't regret. I do it with love. I did it with love.
Did you see the movie Schindler's List?
Yeah.
Can you describe whether it was accurate?
It was missing a lot. It was impossible. If they would play everything, they need another 2-3 hours. So I know it was missing a lot.
Did you see Defiance?
They let it out, you know?
Did you see Defiance?
What?
Defiance? The new Holocaust movie came out, Defiance, about like the people who went in the forest, the Jews, and started. You hear about that?
No.
And they started their own community, and they like fought Nazis a little bit.
No,
Good
I
movie.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
I have such a David and all the grandchildren.
Maybe is there anything else you would like to tell the boys that they didn't ask you?
Can he ask that question then?
What?
Can he say that?
Yeah. Would you say the question?
Or we just gotta repeat the question one more time. I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
speak a little louder.
If there's one thing you could tell to us, my generation, one thing you learned from your experience going through the Holocaust and everything you've been through, what would that be?
I'm very proud for all the Holocaust. I'm speaking now for everybody which went through, that we brought up such a generation. It was very hard, but we always remember from what homes we came. And I'm very proud of the whole Holocaust, that we brought up a from generation. After 100 years, if I'm not here, I leave Kinahora, not only me, a lot of my friends, from children, from grandchildren, from great-grandchildren with payers, which I'm very proud, that after 100 years, I leave a from generation.
Just a question.
Whatever I went through, I don't regret, because it was voided.
Thank you. Any more small question?
Do you have a question?
Was it hard while you were in the camps? Did you ever doubt God or have trouble with your faith while you were in the camps? And
No. I was always believing that God will help me. I never lost faith, never. Some girls used to, nicht with my mouth, that there's nobody there, or this, Yeah. Not me. Whenever it's supposed to be a selection, everybody was crying, they're going to kill us tomorrow. I said, why don't you hope betuchen? Maybe they will not kill us. I always had hope and a belief.
Why do you think?
What dear?
Why did you think that you had hope when other people didn't? What made you so strong?
I don't know. Maybe it's the raising for my parents, to have hope, betuchen.
Right.
You have to have betuchen life. I had betuchen camp. I have betuchen today, and when I came here, and I have betuchen today too. I was sick for 4 weeks in medical center with all IVs, 4 weeks, not a drop of water, and I still was laying with betuchen. My son said, Ma, you never complain, you don't say nothing, because they made us see him when I came home, the children. So we learned a lot from you. You never complained. You were laying never with the machine and with the transfusion. Never a word came out. I always had betuchen.
They're a role model to us all.
After the war, were you in contact with anybody else from the Schindler's List, from the Schindler's people?
A lot went to Israel. A few of them, yeah. Not many. Most went to Israel, to Canada.
Did they ever have a gathering of them together?
It was once a gathering in Florida, but I was sick at this time, so I couldn't make it.
Where were your kids now? Where are all your kids today?
One is in Flatbush. He's in a nursing home. And one son is sitting in learning in Israel, in a yeshiva, with a wife and 2 children.
Which yeshiva?
Modi. Modi, you know which yeshiva?
OJ, I think. Or Yerushalayim.
Yeah. One grandson, his brother, sits and learns already 2 years in Mira Yeshiva, also with a baby. And who else? And one granddaughter for my son lives in Far Rockaway with 3 children, with Payalech, with everything. And very from, he's about Jewish, but he's very from the husband. And they live in Far Rockaway. Also after work, every night he runs for learning. And who else? That's it, no?
Did you,
and one is married, Leora. One is, what did you say?
There's me also, for the record.
You, I don't count.
I'm that good.
Oh, God forbid. You're the best.
Get that down.
Get down on the shape.
another question.
What?
How did you tell your kids like
What?
about what? How did you explain to your kids what did you sit them down and talk to them and say this is what happened, or did you not really talk about it, like your experience?
Yeah, sometimes Shabbos, my daughter-in-law asked me, his mother and other. So I used to tell them, and they couldn't believe it. You know, always in the houses. Wherever I went for Shabbos, they used to ask me. Because some friends said, oh, I don't tell my children. I said, why not? They should know.
Uh-huh.
But I used to talk, no?
Well, if anybody else has any other
When you
questions.
came to Auschwitz, did you get a number?
No, I had before Auschwitz, I had a KL, concentration lager. The K is still there, but the L is got paled.
So what is that? That was from,
Concentration lager. The K is there, but the L is got very weak.
Okay, would you hold your arm up like that? Yeah, I think that'll help us see a little bit better.
They went with a pen and dipped the ink and went in the skin.
Yeah.
It was very painful, but you couldn't say nothing.
Did you get it?
Yeah, tape blinking though.
It's okay, it's just a warning.
Okay.
We're running out, but you got 5 minutes. Alright, thanks.
I think we're good. Thank you.
That's
Thank
it.
you very much.
Thank God.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I hope I didn't upset you too much.
It's important for us to hear about this.
the gift is from the school and from the boys.
Okay.
And inside is a letter.
You're good.
Thank you, that you all
You can leave the
signed.
camera off for a minute though.
Okay.
And then this is a folder of all the articles that have appeared about the project.
Okay.
I sent it to her,
All
all
right.
3 of
Well,
them.
here you go. This is, I'm not sure what this is exactly, but this is Pesach Haggadah. This is just a letter.
Oh,
just
how
thanking
nice.
you and lots of
Beautiful.
articles and different
It's a
papers. in there.
Beautiful. I really appreciate.
Thank you.
Why don't you, well, I want to get into this one.
Shall I get up?
No, you're fine.
Stay,
You're fine.
Oh, Grandma should sit, right?
Yeah, you're famous.
No. Those are just done.
It's a tricky camera.
Close version on that.
Alright, everybody smile, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Jeez.
Take another one just in case. At least you can give your grandson a kiss. A hug.
Hold on a second, I wanna
Yeah, get that with the video. Jokes.
He hugs me plenty, believe
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wait, let me get most of this too.
Okay, now look at each other. And I want you to know.
Yeah.
You guys
Look at
look
your
at me,
grandson.
don't look at me.
No, no good. This is better.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Mrs. Deutscher, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And
I'm
I
sorry I
understand it's like
wasn't.
the first time that you
I'm
told
sorry
the
I was
story.
emotional.
Oh,
but
no, it was.
I tried my best. I took.
You did a wonderful job, and thank you so
took,
much.
some Zen to calm down
Oh.
before I came here.
Thank you so much. It was so special. And it's so important.
I'm not special. I have to do a lot. I have to learn a lot to be special.
You know, you're a special, isn't it? There's a bag, a gold bag, shopping bag. Here we have the.
Okay, darling.
Good.
It's
Check it.
okay.
So they're going to be having the boys. You will get the original tape.
Yeah.
And the boys are going to be editing it down into a movie, and all the different interviews will be put together in a movie. The name of the project